What? Moonraker? Didn't the end of The Spy Who Loved Me say Bond would return in For Your Eyes Only? Well, Moonraker was pushed forward because Albert Broccoli wanted a space movie in time to ride on the coattails of Star Wars. As a result, we have another Bond film meant to mimic a popular genre of the time. Fortunately, it's not too blatant. Though there are a few visual elements that reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey, it's mainly a James Bond plot that happens to involve space shuttles and lasers. After we watch some henchmen steal a space shuttle to kick off the plot, we get a nice little opening action sequence where Bond finds himself falling out of a plane without a parachute. Fortunately, a bad guy is gracious enough to donate one. There's something viscerally cool about fighting while free falling, but the scene is marred by the appearance of Jaws. I get that Jaws is camp, but I just can't like him. I mean, look at this guy. In any case, Jaws failing to kill Bond is going to be a theme of this movie, so brace yourself. Moonraker's plot is unique for a Bond film, at least before we uncover the end-of-the-world stuff. Bond is on the defensive since the British have lost the American space shuttle, and the writers use this as an introduction to Dr. Goodhead, who doesn't hide her annoyance with either Bond's unwelcome advances or his incompetent government.
Well, Mr. Bond, I guess we'd better get started. You don't want to lose time as well as the space shuttle, do you?
Our villain, the space-obsessed Drax, orders Bond killed while he's investigating, and so Bond finds himself trapped in an out-of-control gravity simulator. Since I complained about the traction table in Thunderball, I should point out why this scene, while similar, is much better. First, there's a bit of suspense since Bond thinks he's proving he isn't a wimp to Dr. Goodhead, and the situation escalates when he releases the chicken switch, showing us that Bond is past worrying about taunts and his life really is in danger. Finally, Bond uses his wits to escape, which is really what should be going on in a spy movie. An interesting bit of trivia about this scene. Roger Moore's skin pulling back was faked with air blowing against his face, but what you're seeing is a real expression of pain. Apparently the air was so intense he had bruises on his face afterward. Moonraker has a few more good scenes. In this one, Bond goes pheasant hunting with Drax, well aware that Drax is attempting to have him killed and make it look like an accident. Bond prevails without even dropping the facade of hunting, adding insult to injury. But other scenes seem to attempt to balance everything out again. Bond gets involved in a boat chase after an assassination attempt that makes no sense. What was Coffin Guy going to do about that bridge if he succeeded? And he escapes in a hoverboat that makes no sense. It isn't any faster than a bad guy could run. And we get this gem. A pigeon does a double take at the hoverboat through the magic of replaying a shot of a pigeon turning its head. This is the silliest thing in any Bond film. Well, maybe the second silliest. I'm not a martial arts expert, but I'm pretty sure that's a wooden practice sword. Why would anyone think this looks deadly? It's specifically designed not to kill people. But I do like the bit when Bond decides not to destroy the $1 million piece of glass only to have the henchman smash it not 3 seconds later.
Play it again, son.
No, you said it wrong. Some scenes look like they're going on the good side of the ledger, but disappoint in the end. Take this creepy clown scene. As Bond and friend leave a parade, the giant clown alone stares motionless at them, and then it slowly stalks them down an alleyway. Oh god, it looks like one of those pictures you find on the internet accompanying a horror story. But not to worry, it's just Jaws again. Apparently, Jaws, though immune to falling thousands of feet, just can't resist the urge to party. We get another scene like this where Bond and Goodhead are not killed by Jaws. This time he falls in love, complete with Tchaikovsky's love theme from Romeo and Juliet. I hate Jaws. Our hero is captured anyway, but he makes a daring escape by speeding up the film. So Drax is going to destroy the world from space, and Bond and Goodhead need to infiltrate his space station by hijacking a shuttle. Hey, Goodhead, remember not to enter the capsule while carrying your air conditioner. That's a dead giveaway. Once they arrive, Jaws finally captures them, but he decides to be a good guy for no reason. Apparently, director Lewis Gilbert decided to make Jaws redeem himself after reading fan mail from children. As a result, we get the lame excuse that Drax is planning to kill Jaws' girlfriend for no reason. Anyway, the Space Laser Brigade comes, Bond kills Drax, and Jaws rescues Bond, and the world is saved. Except Jaws and his unnamed sweetheart get left on the station.
Don't worry, they'll make it. It's only 100 miles to Earth.
That's kind of a morbid joke there, 007. Okay, here comes the obligatory Bond has sex in front of important people joke the writers like to put in at the end of all the movies. Who is it this time?
I'm having it patched directly to the White House and Buckingham Palace.
Well, I'm sure Her Majesty will be fascinated.
So there it is. Moonraker is a mix of good and bad, definitely worth watching unless you somehow hate Jaws more than I do. Before I go, I'll leave you with a very strange aspect of the film, 007's extensive knowledge of random bullshit. Enjoy.
On the back of a 747.
Yes, which crashed somewhere in the Yukon. Aircraft and shuttle totally destroyed, correct? Shuttles are built in California by Drax Industries.
The Moonraker, capable of being launched into space by rocket,
Orbiting the Earth and re-entering the atmosphere to land like any conventional aircraft.
This is the Centrifuge trainer.
It simulates the gravity force you feel when shot into space. 14th century. It's a chemical formula of a plant. Orchidea nigra. A very rare orchid indeed.
Yes, it was thought to be extinct until a missionary brought one back from the upper reaches of the Amazoco.
Actually, he brought it back from the area of the river Tipperary.
Because long-term exposure to its pollen caused sterility.
Oh, thank you.